It can't be easy living with a monster, but to have an extraordinary life, married couples have to rid themselves of doing ordinary things. Coach and Natalie Burt believe it takes a full commitment rowing in the same direction in order to stay dynamic and continually push each other to live a monster life. This is Living with a Monster with Coach and Natalie Burt.
Okay, and it's very important that you have these moments, because for me, in the last 6 months in my personal health transformation, it was really a decision to leave my amateur desires behind and say, I'm ready to go pro, okay? So remember that concept tonight of going pro, this idea of embryonic growth, that we'll be better today than we were yesterday, that you will never stop getting better. And I was asking Natalie today to talk about some times in her life that she made a decision to go pro. And she was thinking back over certain key moments and elements of her life. You want to share some of those?
Well, I think the first biggest one for me was when I was 30 and I read your book, This Ain't No Practice Life, that really made me get serious about my life and my future. And then after we had Ella Grace, which is about 8 years ago, I got serious about my physical health and started working out daily. And then last year took another step with my health to get serious more from an immunity standpoint, with vitamins and from that perspective. So this is something that we care a lot about, very passionate about. Yeah. So those are my key moments.
And I like to remind her too that she came to a workshop, of mine at 30 years old. And I tell people she fell in love with her potential and I fell in love with her. And anytime we get into a disagreement, I like to remind her that for $50, she got a pretty good husband. Okay. It only costs her $50 to pick up a pretty good husband here, guys. So here's what we're trying to tell you. And then I'm going to bring Doug and Tia Wood in, because I think they are the epitome of living this intentionally congruent life. Intentional congruence is where all parts of your life feed all parts of your life, meaning you have a desire to go play at a higher level. Okay. And because you have this desire to be a person of increase, a person of advancement, you get serious about the body. You get serious about the mind. You get serious about the heart. You get serious about the spirit, because of this strong desire in you to go pro. And intentional congruence is where all four parts are clicking. So I'll say this, and then I'm going to bring Doug and Tia Wood in and talk about this intentional congruent life. And I really want to speak about this transformation, because when you think about a personal transformation, it really starts with a single decision. And I know Doug and Tia has made that decision at some point in their life. It starts with a single decision to go. And then that decision is backed up by action. Okay. And that really is the difference between just a dream and an action, is that you make a decision and you follow that decision up by action. You got the motivation, right? And once you make a decision to go pro in the body, you change your eating habits. You have habits of health. You change the way you approach. You start thinking differently. And that's really what this Monster Health division is going to be about, because you can't go pro in your skill level until you have the energy you need to, until you have the mindset, until you have the confidence. That's always going to prohibit you from playing at the highest level until you get these key elements together. So Doug and Tia, they're in Phoenix, Arizona. And, my story is simple. I was in Mexico. I was 191 pounds. We were at a conference I was speaking at, and I just came in one day and I just said, dadgummit, I want to be 168 pounds. And that's what I call my Floyd Mayweather weight. Okay. And I had this desire, and I'm like, man, I got 20 extra pounds on me that I just don't feel good. I don't feel good out by the pool. I don't feel good. We're in Mexico. And I literally went into the room and I texted Doug Wood and I said, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get serious about my health. And it was that moment 6 months ago. From that period, I've got down to my Mayweather weight. I was 168 today when I weighed in, which is exactly where I set my target at. And that's what's been happening over the last 6 months. It is a total transformation. So Doug and Tia, talk about this really strategy to get where you want to go in your health and live an optimal life.
Hey, Coach, Natalie. First of all, it's just an honor to be here tonight with all of you. And I know Richard and Kristen, we get to hear your story here in just a minute. But, it's interesting you talk about this tonight, Coach, because exactly 11 years ago, my life looked a lot different. And I used to own a small furniture store in Beaverton, Portland, Oregon area, if you guys know where that is. and just a small business owner. We did, a couple $1 million a year in revenue, and every single month it was a fight. But you talking about living an intentional, congruent life, Coach. It's like it feels like we had a lot of our areas in order, even as a business owner. I was doing the right things, in increasing skills and congruent in most areas, but one area continued to be out of alignment. And it's so interesting how my physical health was continued to be my biggest
place of pain.
It was my biggest place of pain and frustration. And gosh, I would just get mad. And sometimes, I'd go through a long, hard day at work, running the company. I had about 14 employees, and I'd come home and I'd just be so exhausted. I wouldn't know what to do. And I found myself getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And she, you were always on me. Like, she's worried about me.
I was nervous.
Yeah. And she's always urging me what to do. But what does a guy like me do when we work hard? We're going to provide for our family, so we're going to work hard. We're going to do everything we can. And so what little time I would have left over for the gym, it might get it. But can you guys relate? You ever go to the gym and you come home and you step on the scale and it's like, gosh, dang it, I gained 2 pounds from going to the gym. What is up? Because I had what doctors call a little bit of an eating problem. And I needed something easy, and I needed something with structure. And I needed, more than anything, Coach, I could lose 20 or 30 pounds here or there, but keeping it off. And I needed something to get my mind healthy. I'm all about personal development of the mind, but what about personal development of a total health transformation? So during times like we're going through now with Corona and just different things, it's like, man, I need to create new habits.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, together, Tia and I, in 2009, we found the support of a health coach, and he guided us through this program. We'll talk about more of that here in a minute, but let me just show you a picture. I'll show you a picture of me here real quick. That was me here before we started the program, and you can see my transformation in 12 weeks.
Muscle definition there.
Yeah. And then, I went on to, tighten up a little bit too. And then Tia, you lost about 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And then this is a little bit of our story from 09 to 10 to 18. And actually that picture there was our Easter picture here this morning. So we're always constantly improving because we understand the value and how much, not just what it's done physically, in both places, in our mind, our spirit, and our body, but what it's done for our business and how actually we've had so much financial increase because our physical life, physical came into order.
Yeah. And for me, I was so concerned for my husband. He was hustling, working hard for our family. I was raising our girls. And I really wanted to be healthy. I just didn't think it was possible for me. Oh, that's just for the person that can go spend 2 or 3 hours at the gym and can have a personal trainer and all the things. And I remember the day Doug said, I found a health coach. I really think he can help us. And I'm like, yeah, you go do that thing. I'm like, I'm good. But I showed up to that coffee shop that day because I cared about my husband and I cared about our future. And I'm so grateful that I didn't let my pride get in the way, or that I'd failed numerous times in other ways of losing weight. And I made a decision that day to show up, and together we went on to lose 100 pounds combined. So I'm so grateful that I said yes that day.
And Coach, one thing to also think about is that all of us on the line, we're hustlers, we're go-getters, we're monsters. We're in the game of producing, and we're also in the game of usually telling everyone else what to do and being able to control the outcome. But something that a lot of us, I think, can relate to is that what happens when you feel like you've lost control of yourself and you're like, man, can I just have something? Just tell me what to do. I just need someone maybe to keep me accountable. Normally I'm the one keeping everyone else accountable. I just need something easy. I need someone to guide me through the process, and that more than anything gets results, and I can maintain this, not just, go on another diet. And so it's been pretty cool. Over the last 10 years, we lost over 100 pounds, but T and I have personally walked over 700 entrepreneurs through our health program, and through our team, we've helped thousands more. But it's an honor, doing what we've done, but also it's been really cool partnering with you here over the last 6 months and seeing your transformation.
Well, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share you a little bit before and after, Doug, since you showed there. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to come down here and show you. Let's see if I can. Here's a shot. There's old coach. If you guys can see that. There's 6 months ago. Look at right there we are today. So that's just the transformation that's taken place for me personally. I know a lot of people have seen that and had questions about that. But here's the big thing. For so many years, Doug and T, I was coaching people, and they just didn't seem to have any firepower. It's like their mind, they wanted to go, but they just didn't have the energy. And it really hit me several years ago. I was coaching a 55-year-old woman who had just written a book, and she was telling me that she wanted to make this book a success. And I kept saying, well, this is what you have to do to make a book a success. You got to speak on it and do podcasts on it. And I gave her all the things she had to do to make it a success. And she looked at me and she said, Coach, I just don't have the energy to do that. And I thought, you're only 55 years old. Like she wanted to mentally, but she couldn't physically. She just didn't have the energy. And I think for me, for many years, I thought just going to the gym would work, but I never lost any weight. I went to the gym and the trainer would say nutrition is important. And I really look back on it and say, man, I wish he would have just hit me over the head and said, it's not going to work until you get the nutrition right. Like that was my problem, is I'd go to the gym and think, well, I got it worked out, but I never lose a pound. And my desire was to get down to a more desirable weight that I wanted. So they would say, well, your nutrition is important. You got to do this, but they never really said it'll never work until you get your nutrition right. And I firmly believe that now. Mm-hmm. Now that I've got my nutrition right and I've got better habits and I'm eating healthier and I'm going to the gym, now I'm in the optimal shape that I am. So for all you that are watching tonight, this is about a transformation of all 4 parts of your nature. So think of it this way. Physical, you have the energy to attack your dreams and visions and the vitality to go the distance. This is critical. You see, in today's economy, if you were making 60 calls, you may have to make 80 calls or 90 calls. You need more energy to do big things. Financially, all your future days are paid for, right? There's a financial component where all your future days are paid for. There's a direct correlation to your health and your compensation, guys. There's no way around it, right? And even my buddy, Dr. Hotze in Houston, always says, don't blame me when you double your income. When you get healthy and double your income. Okay. And that's true, right? Because there's a direct correlation between the energy you put out every day and your compensation. What about this? Time freedom. You can do what you want, when you want, where you want. Spiritual freedom. You're connected and give credit to the talents you have to the Creator. Your emotional health. You're removing the emotional tax and anxiety to live an optimal life. And ultimately that breeds what I would call ultimate freedom. It's funny that we're talking about this month in Monster Producer, that your wealth can't wait. And as I was preparing for the course this week, I kept coming back to the energy, your wealth. Wealth is a big word. It's not just financial wealth. It's all of these things: financial, time, spiritual, emotional, ultimate. Now we've got Richard and Chris Morris on here from Arizona. They're monsters as well, and they're in the travel business, but they're also kind of part of this overall. They've gotten serious and gone pro in their health as well. So I want you guys to talk about this, because I want people to see when we're growing this division of Monster Producer, this Monster Health, it ties directly into what we've been talking about. Okay. For years, I've wanted to build a coaching company that had a physical component to it. It had a mental component to it. It had an emotional component to it. It had a spiritual component to it. Why I didn't start earlier? Because I didn't really feel like I was qualified until I went through the process myself physically to go tell other people that they could do it. So Richard and Chris, tell us a little bit about your journey and how it's helped you get to a higher level, because you guys have made a decision to go pro.
Yeah, we have. And first of all, happy Easter, everyone. And we're glad to be on here, Coach. Thanks for inviting us. And we met Doug and Tia on the Monster Cruise back in February. So that was fortuitous to meet them, and they're in our same area. So I had a great connection, and for a long time I kept saying I was, like Coach, 20 pounds overweight or so, and always saying tomorrow I'm going to start, or next Monday, something, you know, I'm going to do this starting next week type of thing. And it never happened. We're so busy. We run multiple companies, and we're eating out multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times a day, just because we're so busy. Our kids are grown and out of the house. It's just us. We work together in the same office, and we just, hey, let's go get lunch across the street, or on the way home from the office, we're grabbing a quick bite. And, you know, we're not really gaining weight, but we're not really losing it just because we're so busy. So, you know, we made that decision back on March 9th. We actually before that, but we were going to start on March 9th. Our kit came, and we hit the ground running. And it's been a tough month with the travel industry, you know, imploding on us. But we've stuck to the plan, and literally today I'm about 18 pounds down from the last 5 weeks, and Chris is down 13 pounds. So. And it makes a difference, you know, when I see a smile on her face in the morning, when I can tell, hey, she just weighed herself, and it's going down in the right direction, and it's exciting, it's motivating as well. So when I think, Coach, you had talked about, hey, going and working out, not really seeing the weight thing. This program gets you in the right momentum where you go, okay, I'm moving in the right direction. Now I can do more, because you obviously have more energy, but now you go, oh, things are possible because I'm already heading in the right direction. And that's what's been exciting for us here the last 5 weeks. So it's been great.
Yeah, it has. It has. I think a lot of, when we told our family and friends, hey, we're going to be going on a health journey, we're going to get our bodies, our minds, everything physically, mentally, spiritually, everything in line with each other, they're like, you don't need to lose weight, you look fine.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We do need to lose weight, and we weren't fine because we were always tired, didn't have time to go and, you know, do this or do that because we were tired, because we were working all day, couldn't go out and have, you know, relax and have fun at night. So.
Well, when I think about what you're talking about, you know, I see Daniel Hodges, another person in a Monster Producer program, who showed tremendous progress through this transformation. His energy's higher, his confidence is higher, his vitality's better. And like I said, I think it's a single decision that you are going to go in all areas of your life. Okay. For me, just like Richard and Chris, I travel a lot all over the country, in airports, have 15 minutes here and there. And I'd always try a lot of things, but I didn't have it. It was difficult because there was so much preparation. Like, I didn't have anything to take with me on the road. And I was always, well, I eat this, well, I eat that. And then I would work out to try to make it up. But like I said, it wasn't packaged in a way that a busy entrepreneur could make it work. And so I kept telling people, leave it up to me, left to my own devices. I won't do the preparation that I need. And I really need a better plan than this. And so when we really started down this path, and I began to just put the things that I needed in a bag every day, and then every 2.5 to 3 hours eat. And within the first week, I started really coming down. I mean, really on my 4th day is when I really started to see a drop. So Doug and Tia, when a person goes through this cycle, there's obviously more than just the nutrition piece to it. There's accountability, there's coaching, there's network, there's community. But a lot of people out there are like me, like, you know, how does it work, right? So talk a little bit about the process of how it works when people go through this transformational process.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the first thing, just like you said, Coach, anything that you're going to do big starts with a decision. Do I want to create health for my life? And I sat down with my health coach at the coffee shop 11 years ago, and I came in looking to lose some weight. And he goes, Doug, if you're looking to lose some weight, sure. I mean, I might be able to help you, whatever. But if you want to change your life and you want to create health, I said, he goes, I've got the program for you, and I see to it that my clients get results. He looked at me with big wide eyes, and he was just like, I see to it my clients get results. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you right now, Tia and I see to it that every person that does this program gets results. And that's why it starts with a decision. No one can talk you into getting healthy. People can talk you into, trying new things, or, hey, try a little wrap or a pill, or, hey, sprinkle some of this. I mean, I used to be the infomercial maniac that I'd try anything, man. I wanted the easy way out. Just give me something that worked for me.
Right.
And what was crazy was, ask not what I can work for a diet, but how could I actually literally make a decision, follow the program, and see to it that we get results.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't have a lot of hope. I would say that I could do this. I did have hope in my coach and in seeing the results that they had. And so that's what I put my hope in. Not in what I had been able to accomplish before, because I couldn't lose the weight. I would lose a little bit and I get it back. But I saw them losing the weight and keeping it off and really building a healthy lifestyle. So I'm like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's really what tonight is about.
That's
is
right.
That we're just normal everyday people that just want to do big things with our life. But our health was literally holding us up from accomplishing the goals that we have. So
I appreciate that, Paul, in the chat there. Thank you for that, because if you would have ever told me a few years ago that I'd be on some webinar with Coach Burt talking about health, I would have been, man, you're crazy. But when you make yourself a priority, especially during seasons like this, my friends, when we make ourselves a priority, I wrote a book, Church Boy to Millionaire. One of the chapters in there is you are your best asset. And during this time right now, we are our best asset, and we have to be on our game, especially physically. So, Coach, I'm just going to go into a couple things that's unique about the program, and then I know you're going to talk a little bit about how people can get started or whatever. But clearly, there's 6 steps to creating optimal health, and most diets leave you hanging at reaching a healthy weight, except you don't even get there. And one of the first components with our plan is that we help you prepare for your journey. And reaching a healthy weight, you can see, is only step 2. I mean, the journey begins. I mean, we did that 11 years ago. We've been living life ever since by creating optimal health. And there's really 4 unique components, Coach, around the program. There's having literally a coach to guide you through the program, the Habits of Health system, the Optavia community, which is a lot of the community is right here, the Monster Health community. We have a community to support each other, and we need to be each other's biggest cheerleaders. And of course, easy to follow plan to get you where you want to go. And Tia, why don't you talk real quick about the value of having a coach?
Well, it's someone that's gone before you. And so we're going to come right alongside you and show you that it's possible for you step by step. And in those beginning days of getting on program, we're going to be connecting with you to make sure that your body's stabilizing and that you're really, what we say, getting into that state where you're feeling good and you have better energy. And it's encouragement, that you're not in this alone. And for me, that was a huge thing as a mom and, wife to a businessman. This was the one area that was a pain point in our life.
Yeah.
And we needed massive breakthrough in this area. It was holding us up in our intimacy, in our communication, and really just having the energy to keep up with our kids. So I was grateful for our coach because they kept me accountable and showed me the way that they're like, if you follow this, Tia, you're going to have breakthrough. And so that's what we're going to do for you as well.
And gentlemen, let me just say something. Do you guys catch what Tia said? When I got healthy, it helped our intimacy. Let's just say that's a good thing, men. Your wife wants you healthier. You might get, well, let's just move on. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So we got to take our health to the next level. The ladies like it, especially your wife, right?
Yeah,
That's
yes,
the one who matters. All right. Step number 2 is creating the healthy mind. See, I lost 65 pounds on program in about 12 weeks. What I had to do was I had to start changing my thoughts, identifying my stress triggers. We have a Habits of Health system that comes along with our program to start educating you and getting your mind healthy in a healthy place. Number 3 is the community All right. Having people on your side, walking you through this journey through Facebook, and just like this Monster Health, or excuse me, really the Monster Producer family, Coach.
Yeah.
Now, as the monsters begin to take their health to the next level, the community is so important. And last but not least, an easy to follow nutrition plan. And that's what I love about the plan probably most, is pretty much has you eating all the time. I don't know about y'all, but
We like to eat.
yeah, we like to eat, but most of us do it wrong. And, you heard Kristen and Richard talk a little bit about, just being busy and sometimes not knowing what to do. Pretty much we have you eating 5 to 6 times a day. And within a few days, your energy's going up. Your weight's usually going down. You're not that hungry, especially right now why half of us are quarantined. It's just, we need a structure and a program to follow. And for a few $100s a month, all the meals are provided. It's kind of like a one-stop shop for health. And Coach, is pretty cool because now, it's exactly what you've done. And that's exactly what Richard and Kristen have done. So we're excited.
Yeah, I like to tell people, and I really want to stress that, because in the morning, this is very critical for me. Nothing before ever worked for me when I was trying to get down to my ideal weight, because it was too much preparation. When everything comes to the house, right, I take it, and every morning I put it in a Monster Producer bag, my fuelings, right, and I every 2.5 hours reach in that bag and I eat. And man, it's the way it's packaged, the structure was exactly what I needed. It wasn't hard. It was easy. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to count calories on everything. We didn't have to order a bunch of things it was so easy and packaged up in a way that for a busy entrepreneur that's running very hard, it's real critical. I didn't have to go to Natalie and say, you got to produce all these things, or you got to go grocery shopping for everything. Every month it comes right to my door. I put it in the little Monster Producer bag, and I know my friends kind of laugh when they say, well, how does it work? And I say, well, I put my fuelings in the bag, and I reach in there every 2.5 hours and get one out, and I eat it. Like, I don't know what to say to you. It's that easy, right? And it's literally that easy. So, you may be out there thinking the same things I thought. This is going to be hard. Right? I could never get the results that these people have. This will take a long time. I was literally, to be honest with you, shocked. And I think Natalie was shocked in how fast.
That's right.
And how fast and how lean I got and how quick. And I know I've seen this in Daniel Hodges. I've seen it in Richard and Chris, how fast they lean up in this program. And so, I would tell you, going at anything alone is hard. Whether it be in the coaching program, trying to run your business without a coach is hard. Trying to do this without somebody, without a community of people, it is hard. I never got serious about my health, and I mean real serious, until I was 42 years old. Okay, and by most standards, to some of the things that you said, people have said to me, you need to lose weight, Coach. It's not what those people thought; it's what I thought. And I knew I was so much better than that. I knew that there was an ideal weight for me that I had been talking to Natalie about for probably years. Like, I want to get down to this number. Like, I want to be in this range. Mm-hmm. I think I would feel great at that. So if you're like me, you need a coach and you need an accountability partner. Okay. It's very critical. No matter what you do, left to our own devices, we contract and retreat to places of comfort. We start with good intentions. We fail to follow through, and then we experience guilt. The guilt is associated with grief. And what we're grieving is, we know we're better than that. We know secretly we want to go pro. We know we can play at a higher frequency. So if you're like me, you need a coach, you need an accountability partner. That's what Monster Health is going to provide for you. It's going to provide a coach and accountability. Okay. It's going to provide a network of like-minded achievers. And I keep going back to this. If you want to do something big in the world, you're going to need a lot of energy, guys. Okay. Now, I did an interview a few weeks ago with Dr. Hotze, my personal doctor in Houston, Texas. I see Dr. Martinez on here, who's one of our clients down in Texas. And he kept talking about a healthy immune system. Mm-hmm. And when you have a healthy immune system, you fight off disease, the viruses, things that attack you every day. When you don't have a healthy immune system, you're very susceptible. So it's very important, just like your business has an immune system, your body has an immune system. So you need a community of support people who are on the same journey as you, who will be there for you. When I was in Mexico, I don't even think Natalie knew. She was out there laying out in the sun. Okay. And I went inside, and I just reached out to Doug Wood, and I said, man, I'm ready. What do I do? What do I do to get myself right? And I made a decision that day to go. And then I back that decision up with action. Now, fast forward 6 months and you get the results. Your confidence is at an all-time high. Your energy is freakishly off the chart. Everything is clicking on a much higher cylinder. So I want to challenge you guys here that are watching this. If you're out there and you're in Monster Producer, you're not a Monster Producer. For years, I went to the gym, but I never lost weight. I guarantee there's people on here watching tonight, same way. Went to the gym, never moved the needle. Had trainers, had personal trainers. They would tell me, well, you get your nutrition right, but they should have beat me over the head and said, it won't work unless the nutrition is right. Okay. So for years I went to the gym. I can tell you without a doubt that the number one thing to losing the weight and feeling great about yourself is the nutrition piece. It's the nutrition piece. Just like Doug said, triggers, stress triggers, hard day, trying to make sales, right? Like Richard was saying, businesses imploding, industries needing this. Okay. I can't tell you how many people that when that happens, man, they just move to a bad position. Okay. And their trigger is they just eat. I know that was me. Just work all day, be at an airport, eat a cheeseburger, right? Right. Eat a cheeseburger or eat some Chick-fil-A and tell myself it was healthy, right? I'll just eat a few chicken nuggets because those are healthy chicken nuggets, aren't they? They got to be because they're from Chick-fil-A. So these are things that, I kept telling myself now I understand until you get the nutrition right, nothing will work like it should. Now, some of you will want to get started just like I did. There's some people out there tonight, I guarantee you going, man, I'm in. I've been waiting on old Coach Burt to open up that Monster Health division, right? Some of you will want to get started just like me, like I made a decision in Mexico. I guarantee we go back to Mexico next time. I'm going to have that shirt off. I'm going to be walking around the pool. Look, right? I'm going to be strutting around the pool like a big dude, right? Showing off them muscles. Now, so here's the deal. First step is real simple. If you're out there and you're watching, it's just really get a health assessment. And it's a strategy session to get the ball rolling. It's real simple. If you're out there and you want to get started, you got to do one thing. You're going to email Natalie at coachburt.com. It's real simple. You're going to email Natalie at coachburt.com. Okay. And she's going to do your health assessment. She's being coached by Tia Wood, right? I'm being coached by Doug Wood. And like I said, we're going to take you and we're just going to get you started. I want to challenge you. It will lead to increased vitality, increased energy toward your goals of being a monster in any area of your life. Some of you are out there going, man, I'm in. Put me in, coach. And if that's the case, I want you to email Natalie at coachburt.com. We're going to get your health assessment set up and we're going to help you go pro. And then what can they expect? Doug and Tia, once they get that health assessment, once they get up and get going, what can they expect? Because I said, I'm ready. Okay, let's go. How does it work? Send me the stuff. Let me start doing it, right? That's my personality. I'm in. Okay, what can they expect once they get going on this?
Well, Coach, I can't emphasize more than anything that, many of you guys are going to be doing health assessments probably tomorrow on Tuesday with Natalie and Tia or myself. I'll hop on there with you guys too, and we'll talk about your goals. This is an individualized program. Yeah. This is not a blanket, like send me the stuff. Right. I'm not a dealer, okay? I'm a hope dealer. We're health dealers, but we're going to have a one-on-one conversation with you. And I want to hear what your goals are and where you want to be. And we'll see to it that you get there. Now, I can't eat the food for you, but I can coach you there. Natalie will coach you there. Tia will coach you there. Our community together will coach you there and see to it that you get the results. But one thing that most people don't understand, Coach, is that most people actually end up saving money on this program. Yeah. The program itself is all inclusive. It includes about 85% of your meals. Yeah. It includes the habits of health. It includes all of our coaching. We're paid by Optavia. So people don't pay us a fee or pay you a fee. They pay for their fuelings. And like I say, for what, 12, 14 bucks a day, you guys kill Chipotle one time on that. And most people are saving money doing the program. It was within 3-4 days on plan, and we call your program the plan. Yep. Side effects are you're going to be down in weight, you're going to be up in energy, you're going to be feeling good, you're going to be like, dang, I can do this. I'm seeing some hope here. And after that, it's just results in it too.
Results, and you're surrounded by the Monster Health community. We're going to be in this with you. We're going to all be rocking it in our health in these interesting times we're living in. This is the one thing we can control. We can control this temple right here and how we're fueling it. And, I just say, what if you took this step And that day I took that step with my husband. I'm so grateful that we took that step to get healthy together. It changed the trajectory of our life. We had another child 8 years later. So now we have 3 kids. We're active. We hike with them. We water ski. I mean, we're active parents. I can't imagine what our life would have looked like if we would be 65 pounds and 40 pounds overweight. I mean, our life would look drastically different. So my encouragement is to say yes to taking that first action step. And we're going to come right alongside you to help your body get into that fat burn. You've got to eat the food. You got to do the program for yourself, but we're going to be here cheering you on.
And the only other thing, Coach, I just want to clarify is that it's a health assessment.
Yeah.
We have to see if the puzzle's going to fit for you. No one's going to force you to get healthy. No one can do that. Health is a choice. But what we want to do is find out what your goals are. We'll share with you how the program will work for your day. I mean, Daniel Hodgers, he's out climbing trees every single day. His program looks different than Richard's, who's sitting behind a desk.
Yep.
So we're going to apply the program to your needs and see if the program's even a fit for you. And if it's not, we're going to also tell you, hey, I don't know if this is a good season for you to do the program because we're very autonomy supportive to your needs. And that's what's important about getting healthy, Coach, because we're going to not only lose weight, we're going to keep it off and create health for a lifetime. So it's been an honor being here tonight.
Well, I think about a concept of a book that I'm going to write at some point, and the book was called Crumbs. And the concept was we give ourselves to our businesses all day long, but then we come home and give crumbs to our family. And, Ella Grace wanted to, Ella Grace and I used to play a game where she would run around the house and I would throw these little Nerf balls at her and try to hit her.
Basically dodgeball.
It's basically dodgeball inside the house. And today I just said she wanted to play, and I'm like, hey, remember when we used to play dodgeball where you'd run around and I'd try to hit you with the ball, you'd try to hit me, and I mean, for an hour and a half we're just running around the house and I'm throwing the ball to her and she's throwing it at me, and we just had so much fun. But if you don't have energy, if you don't have vitality, if you don't have to get up, then you can't do those things with your kids. And when you come home at night, you got one thing you want to do, which is watch television and go to bed, man. And that's not the life that you want. You want to have this vitality and energy. So when people ask me, where does all of your energy come from? It comes from proper nutrition. And Doug is right. When we went to this plan, the shopping was easy. We didn't have to go shopping. I said, this is replacing the shopping, right? Like we're spending less money on food today than we were then because it's sent to you. And it's like, hey, just pick what you like. Comes to the door, ready to go. So it's actually less than what we're spending on shopping. So the program is working. I'm testimony of this. Natalie's pregnant right now with our little boy, and as soon as she gets through that, she's going to be on the what's it called?
Nursing mom.
The nursing moms plan. Okay, so I'm excited. She's excited, and listen, it's time to go pro, guys. We could talk about it all night long, but we're people of action. You're going to be a person of advancement and increase, and the only way to do that is to get your own self to the level that you want to. So let me finish by saying this. I do want to challenge you. If you're serious about building this intentional and congruent life, this optimal life, body, mind, heart, spirit, wealthy, living a rich life in all areas of your life, just get started. Email Natalie at coachburt.com. Do the same thing I did 6 months ago. Get serious, go pro, and we're going to be right here to support you. I suspect a number of monster producers are going to be on board with this. We already got a lot of monster producers that are already on board. And if you saw the testimonials, I haven't seen a guy alive like Daniel Hodges in a long time. Like that dude has come alive like I can't imagine. He's out there recruiting people to be in the Monster Nation. He's running 3 or 4 or 5 businesses at one time. His energy's through the roof. His wife is on the program. So I'm telling you guys, and it's very powerful when you and your spouse get on it together.
That's right.
And you're in accord with each other and you're in alignment. So Natalie at coachburt.com to start the process. We're excited about Monster Health. Doug and Tia, thank you for being such good friends and being there and just you guys inspire us. You're out there living an intentionally congruent, optimal life. And that's a big part of this equation, guys. Doing what you want, when you want, with who you want. That's time freedom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wealth, all your future days are paid for. Emotional freedom. You've cleared out the emotional toxins of your life. You're living an anxiety-free life. Okay? You wake up every day and do what you want to do. So that's my goal for every monster producer that I ever coach. But we got to get this body piece right. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Natalie at coachburt.com. If you got any questions, let's go ahead and get you started and we'll get you up and get you rolling. You guys have a great evening.